Hello and welcome back to Risk of Rain Returns. Today we're going to be going in with the Huntress, and we're going to be doing it with pretty much just the default loadout here, and we are doing another one item per rarity run. This one is not necessarily a suggestion from a community member. This was just something I was just like, here's a series of items, let's see what we can do with them. And that's kind of the entire concept. This might be one of my last one item per rarity runs. Crazy, right? And the reason isn't because I want to be done with Risk of Rain Returns. Quite the opposite. I really liked the concept of this, and I've been kind of toying around with the idea for a little while of doing something similar but different. And the thing that I'm probably going to switch to is, instead of doing one item per rarity, it's going to be like limited items with a specific item as the focus, right? Just getting items off the ground. And as per usual, because of that, I am going to be asking for your guys' advice. I have quite a few builds in mind, but if it weren't for the community, whenever it comes to one item per rarity runs or order runs, if it weren't for the community with order runs, they wouldn't have been nearly as interesting. So I'd love your guys' input and suggestions on builds that focus on one specific interaction or one specific mechanic. And then beyond the fact that you obviously need to take all of that item as possible, we're trying to keep under 3 to 4 items. If you need more for a specific interaction, that'd be fine. So like one of the things that I thought about is all fire. Just only do fire. Now, whenever I thought about that, I'm like, let's do only fire as one item per rarity first. So that means that we're going to be doing gasoline, fireman's boots, and then our green is going to be an open slot for healing and such. Due to just kind of my recent enjoyment of it, I'll probably take Guardian Hearts as my green. Because we don't attack often enough for Leeching Seed to be a consistent form of healing. But like, one of the things that I wanted to do that doesn't really work in the one item per rarity format is there's plenty of builds that require multiple whites, for example. And I've wanted to do them, but I'm just like, it's kind of like awkward to do that in the middle of the format. So I want to like maybe officially end one format and move into the next one, because we've done, I think, like 12 or 15 one item rarity runs now, and they're really good. Don't get me wrong. It's made me very much enjoy this game. Like, I never thought I'd play Command this much. I really would have never, ever thought I would play Command this much. But doing one item per rarity has made it very fun to play Command. We're going to take the teleporter early here, because I think it's a good idea to just keep moving. We will have one duplicate here from a previous run, which is going to be, we are going to have Burning Witness again if we get a yellow at any point in our run. But this particular run is basically Fire Lord Huntress, is the idea. I wanted to do this as minor, and I actually did record like 20 minutes of me doing this as minor, but it didn't work. Like, I just got obliterated within stage 1 or 2 really fast. So I was just like, you know what, screw it. Let's focus on a character that is actually like the goddess of kiting, because this is really a kite build. It really is. But yeah, put some comments in some suggestions in the comments, and if you want to, you can also join the Discord. There's a link in the description of every single video to our Discord. There's an entire suggestions there, and you can get some active feedback from either myself or other members of the community while you're there. What are we going to take here? Hold on. We could take Leeching Seed. We could take Guardian's Heart. Let's take Guardian's Heart. Out of those options, I just feel like Guardian's Heart is more consistent. There isn't really a fire item here, other than like Burning Meteor. So, what do we take? I think I am going to take an Amethyst. Although I could have also... Oh, I can't get up there. Could have also taken... just a freaking foreign fruit for healing. The reason I'm taking Amethyst, though, is so that we can just have a little bit more uptime on our abilities and get more fire out there. Also, we are going to struggle a little bit with killing things at times because the build is pretty heavily focused on fire damage, which is on kill damage. So we need to be able to kill things in the first place in order to get that fire damage out. But theoretically, if this works at all, I actually just don't even know if it's going to work at all. If it works at all, then we should be able to, once we kill one thing, everything around it's going to die, because the fire damage scales really well. To give you the exact scaling, it is 60% plus 40% per stack, which is above average, I would say, on scaling. We already have one Shrine of the Mountain. We're not going to take another, because these builds are weaker than average, and taking a bunch of Shrines of the Mountain is definitely harder than average. Yeah, look at that fire damage. 73 a stack. Already good. But yeah, I have a few builds in mind that will tide us over for a little while, but I do think that's, unless I hear a build that is just like really kind of amazing, it's very likely going to be going to limited item runs. I don't really have a name in mind for what these are going to be called. But I do want, for the sake of like clarity, the builds to be focused around one specific item. So keep that in mind whenever you offer suggestions. Now, we can have multiple items, obviously, but the point of the build should be like, okay, well, let's make Fire Shield really impressive, right? Or, you know, something like that. Or maybe even just like one concept. Like one of the builds that I might do is, you know, every form of missile is possible, right? I'm also open to other types of suggestions if you guys have them. Restrained Returns is still doing very, very well on the channel, which is a surprise to everyone involved. And I like having one thing that is kind of just running in the background as like a consistent game we play. And I love this game to, I absolutely adore this game. So it's very easy for me to just kind of keep this going on the channel. Wow. The fire damage just murders things. Okay, we need the Fireman's Boots here. And now we got even more fire, and we have another major damage source for taking out enemies in the first place. Focus up for a moment here. Someone claimed to me once recently that the Fireman Boots actually have a secondary special interaction where you can walk over fire without taking damage, so we might have to try that at some point this run. So I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to try it. 160 damage a tick. Pretty good. Especially because of how many times the fire ticks before it goes away. Pretty good. Honestly, this is actually working out to be one of the better builds right now because we're at 9 minutes and we're already on stage 3. We don't even make it to stage 3 sometimes. We can get Burning Witness. We'd have a little bit of move speed on top of everything else here. Teleporter's on the left here, which means that I should just go ahead and the Amethyst helps too. I should go ahead and hit Acrid over here and get that going. Okay, I definitely still take damage from the fire, so they were just wrong about that. Sometimes people on the internet say things just because they want attention and not because they actually know what the fuck they're talking about. And you know what? It's okay. I find it perfectly fine for people to want attention. I get it. I do. There's a bit of a stigma against wanting attention. Like, you can have attention, you're just not allowed to want it in America for some reason. Man, the Fireman's Boots, though, do not do damage. Wow. For a legendary item, like, 16 damage is really nothing. And again, that's one of the reasons I like these builds so much, is because we get to really get down to the nitty-gritty and see how much one specific item was hurting or helping you. Ah, he fell down the damn hole again. Come on, Acrid. Learn to parkour. Teleporter's on the top left, but we feel like we're doing pretty well, so we're going to come down here and fight Acrid for a second. We're doing okay damage without it as well. Without the fire. Although I will admit, despite the fact that I literally just said I'm not going to be doing more one item per rarity runs, doing this run did give me an idea for another one. The cool thing is that I could probably just do it as a limited item run. And it would probably work just as well, if not better, in that regard. But man, Amethyst is just such a strong item. You jerk. Go ahead and get out of here. Oh, that's a Blazing Colossus. Well, okay then. We had some fire damage out there for a second, and it murdered like half of the enemies. Yeah, look at that. Fantastic. We have to be kind of strategic with this, too, because we need to try and kill some of these enemies on top of these bosses, if possible. There we go. Ah, yeah, step in the fire. Yeah. He summons wisps instead of golems? That's a pretty cool. I didn't actually know that. So normally those guys, whenever they clap, they summon golems, but instead he summons flaming wisps. That's a pretty cool effect. We will come over here and grab this shrine one more time. $15. So that is 14 times 4, so that's 40, 60, 56, sorry. So 560% from stacks plus that's 600%. That's pretty good, 600% damage. Adds up to being 298, I think it was there. Doesn't stack as fast as some of the other items out there. Looking at you, Mortar. And without the amethyst, I think we probably would have lost this run by now, to be completely honest. But, I mean, we are getting to see what Gasoline can do. That's the important thing. We'll go ahead and hit this ahead of time. There's a drone above us, and that's it. Damn, didn't get anything with fire. Unfortunate. I'm just gonna walk away from that. That was getting hairy. Ah, look at that fire. That's the goal, is that the fire kills one thing and then just murders everything afterwards. Oh my gosh, don't die. Holy shit. That was way too close for comfort. Oh my god, fucking birds, dude. Huntress is not good at birds. There we go. There we go. Lured him into the fire. There's Burning Witness. Whew. Okay, then. Well, we made it out of the stage alive. So there's that. I was really hoping to get more fireman's boots, but, you know, hoping to get more reds is always kind of, we can't plan around it. We can plan around having one red. But hoping for more than one red is just, it's not a good idea whenever doing these builds. Because it just doesn't happen. Oh, come on. Come on. That also missed me, but okay. There we go. For about a split second there, you saw that they just took an absolute ton of damage. It's the fire. Let's go ahead and activate this. And hope and pray. Oh, gee, that's not what we were praying for. That is not what we were hoping for. Oh, we are so dead. I thought we could have gotten out on the left side there, but we can't. Yep. Oh boy, that is pretty awful. That was pretty awful. Unfortunately, I don't think the gasoline can carry a build by itself. It scales really, really well. And when things were taking damage from gasoline, it was really, really good. But the problem is that I would have needed more reds. And like I said, I can't just rely on reds, right? Anyways, this has been Risk and Rain Returns. This has been probably one of the last one item per rarity builds, but don't worry, we have more to come. And if you want to see that, feel free to leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. It gets me up in the morning. Anyways, I've been Areima. Hope you have a good day. Goodbye.